Hello, my friends. Sabrina and Barella here with your Freedom Track. So, welcome to another episode of Big Talk with Sabrina. Today's question is, have you ever had any near-death experiences? Okay, so I don't prepare for these questions. I literally just shuffle the deck and then I pull one right as I'm hitting record. Okay, so have I ever had any near-death experiences? The situation or the moment that sticks out in my life, it wasn't just one moment, but 5 years ago at the end of 2012, I had noticed that I developed a lump in my neck. And what I would later find out was that it was my thyroid that was enlarged. And after going through tests, I got the phone call from my doctor one day when I was sitting at home on the couch that it was cancer, that it was thyroid cancer. And I remember getting off the phone in that moment, it felt like a near-death experience. Like it felt that, oh my God, the stigma that's attached to the word cancer is that it could kill you. And it scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I got off the phone. My first instinct, I just cried. And then after a few minutes, when I could compose myself enough to talk, I called my mom and told her. And, and I gave myself about a day, I think, which this is, going to be a little more insight into me and how I work. But I think I gave myself about a day just to go through all those emotions of fear. And then I jumped on the computer and I started doing research on, okay, this is not going to break me. This is not going to kill me. What do I need to do to fix this? And to get things going in the opposite direction of health again. But that moment of going through that, just the words here, I'll never forget that phone call. Even though today I'm healthier than I was before, even because of all the treatments that I went through. And if you're curious, I didn't do anything Western medicine. I actually went down to Mexico. I did it holistically, so I didn't have surgery. I just did total, detoxing. I completely changed my diet. I'm very conscious now of chemicals and hormones and all the GMOs in food. I'm super conscious of all that to this day. And, I went to a clinic that does have a lot of more cutting edge technology. So in treatments that even work with, the energetic balance in your body, all this kind of amazing stuff that I don't understand how it works. But all I know is that it does work because I'm proof of it. And being down there for 3 weeks for the initial part of the treatment, which I was under their treatment for a year. But being down in Mexico for that first 3 weeks, I also had a lot of moments where I had already made up in my mind that it wasn't going to beat me, but there was still death around me, and it's unfortunate that a lot of holistic treatments get such a bad name, and that's because often people will do them as a last resort. So they've put their body through so much mutilation, so to speak. They've killed their immune systems with all this Western medicine, and then they come as a last-ditch effort, unfortunately, and their bodies are just too weak. They're just kind of beyond repair at that point. So because of that, there were many amazing people that were down there at the same time as me, and you're kind of thrown into this small clinic, this environment, almost like living in dorms or something like that, although we did have our own rooms. But we came together, we ate together, and there were several days within that 3 weeks. I think there were 4 or 5 people that died in the time that I was there. And which is not a lot compared to the number of people that were being treated there, because they do have very, very high rates. But there were that many days where I, had breakfast with the person and was talking to them breakfast, and then you wake up for breakfast the next morning and you find out that they're no longer with us. And that was a whole other way of having to face death as well. That was really trying. It made me look at a lot of things. It made me look at the way I relate to people in my life. It made me look at what I was doing with my life, and how much fear I was living in. And that was really what set me on the track that I'm on now. If I really had to point to a turning point in my life, it was that moment when I said, wow, life really can be short. And what am I doing with it? I'm working in a job that I hate. And I mean, like I said, it was 5 years ago. I mean, it still took me a few years to still totally break that cycle. But if I really had to go back to a turning point, that's what it was. So anyways, I think I've gotten a little bit off the topic of the question, but maybe somebody that's watching this needed to hear that. So if you have any other questions or comments for me, if you want to connect with me, you can go to www.yourfreedomtrack.com. Send me comments, send me questions. And other than that, I would really love if you would take just a moment to comment below this video. Have you ever had any near-death experiences? I would really love to hear about it if you're willing to share. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.